Hut Hut, let's party. My man AJ Johnson in the house. Hut Hut podcast.
Alexander Johnson. Alexander
Ooh,
Johnson.
Alexander Johnson
Uh-huh.
for the folks out there. I love it. I love it, Alexander. I'll never call you AJ again, buddy.
Oh no, good. I'm about to
Alexander
say,
AJ.
for media is always Alexander because that's my full name. AJ. I went by AJ when I was like obviously high school, college, but it actually was on my list. Once I make it to the league, I gotta go by my full name, which is Alexander. And it's like, well, I'm a grown man now. Alexander's a pretty great name, so might as well use it and put it in the universe more.
I love that, bro. I love Alexander. It's a powerful name.
Yes, sir.
All right, so from now on, it's Alexander for me and you, brother.
Oh, cool.
So we were just talking about my dog, Bruce Irvin.
Oh, yeah.
This whole deal, the Hut Hut podcast, was kind of built in mine and Bruce's brain sitting in my pool house one night. Joe, his wife, and my wife, Alicia, just worried about mine and his crazy butt, what we were going to do when we weren't able to beat people up anymore, which you still got some juice, but you're not playing 10 more years.
No, not 10.
Yeah, the ball stops bouncing, and it just sucks, man, when you get towards the end. It's like, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
And obviously, I had Triple F, and Bruce is still out there running around at 35 years old this past season. But
hey, still hitting.
Yeah,
Still hitting.
He's a freak.
Oh, yeah.
He's just a freak. Like, He was down here getting ready to go back to go up to Washington, Seattle, to do his tryout and rock and roll. They just wanted to make sure he was healthy.
Yeah.
He kind of been at home for a while. Those 2 knee surgeries beat him up real bad, and they just want to make sure he was rocking. But he was in here training, and my people were like, "Oh my God!" I'm like, "Yeah, man, these dudes are different."
Oh yeah.
Especially him. He's different.
Trust me. Me seeing it firsthand out there in Seattle, I went up to him. I said, "Hey, bro." I said, "Bro, you still got a lot of more juice in, bro. I'm seeing where you getting off that ball, how explosive you is, bro. You can keep playing for a few more years for sure."
No question. So he's the last 2 years because I was a union rep for a long time with the Bills and the Raiders. Most thankless job in the world. They don't pay you nothing, and all your teammates just cuss you all the time. You've been there. You've been in those.
I know.
If you don't have Madden checks to hand out, nobody wants to come to the meeting. So I hit him up, and the last 3 years he's hit me up just asking questions. But he's just got, like you said, he's got too much juice left. So somebody's going to call him when they have injuries or whatever. So I plan on getting his butt in here, and me and him doing some cool stuff together.
Oh shoot, I definitely. I already told. That's funny you say that. So probably earlier this year, probably about a month ago, we end up texting because he's in Atlanta and stuff like that, and I'm from Georgia, so we end up texting, and I'm trying to try to link up with him. But first thing I said is, "Hey, where you grinding it?" Because I already know you're grinding. That's what I love doing, working out. So hopefully he'll get him out here at triple knock so we can get some good grind in with each other.
No question. I'm gonna call him right after this.
All right.
To get down here. He's because now he moved outside the city, so he's actually closer to Chattanooga.
Yep.
So he gets here in no time. He can get here in like 2 hours. I've had him haul a few boys down from Georgia for me that Brody met back in the day. They lived to come in town and train and stuff. Some of the kids. He always hauls them down. So, like I said, just a good man.
Oh yeah.
And that's the best thing about football, bro. Is like I'm sitting in Oakland, California. I'm a white redneck from Tennessee, right? And it's me, Bruce, and Marshawn, right? Like, there's no way any of us connect in the real world.
Yeah.
And then we're brothers, and we just go through life together. And not just Marshawn's from California, Bruce is from Atlanta, I'm from the country of Tennessee. So those were the 3 that were just like so diverse, so different. Obviously, that's what makes pro football so great. It's the best. Just the brotherhood you make with dudes that you would have never met without football.
That's so true.
It's awesome, man.
Like you said, all different walks of life from different places, different areas, backgrounds, and like you bring a whole bunch of group of guys together on one team, and it just you can click and bond. Obviously, you're not gonna be best friends and best brother with everybody, but you always find a group of guys who you really just glue with, and it's just come from all different walks of life, and that's beautiful about it because you can get together and you go out there and go to war with each other, but then again you got to go and grind and put the work in, be able to hang out and kick it afterwards. So that's always a blessing.
It's awesome, and that's what's cool. Like, listen, the O linemen and the DBs aren't best buddies normally, right? The O linemen have their little cult. They stick together. I tell people all the time, and I'm like, listen, at tight end, if there's a 3 technique and Von Miller's out here with me, those linemen, they drink beer together. Their wives are all friends. They hang out. They're going to go down and block that 3 technique together. Who ain't had a sack in 10 years. And they're going to leave me on Vaughn. You know what I'm saying? So the old linemen are the best, man. They're the best room on the team, but they stick together. They're thick as thieves. But even that, like, those dudes comes from everywhere.
Yeah.
Those linemen, they come from everywhere, all over this country.
That's true.
And it's cool. It's fun. Just all the brothers I have, all the people my kids have been able to be around. Those East Tennessee allergies got you, buddy.
Man, I think it's just me really fully getting woken up from this massage. I got a good massage, so it's my body nice and loose and comfortable. So
Alexander's been getting loved on, getting his body back right. So I love it. Well, shoot, man. So Gainesville, Georgia, to Tennessee.
Yes, sir.
And then what year did you just finish up in the league?
So this would be. I just finished up my 5th year.
Yep.
So yeah, like you said, Gainesville, Georgia, Tennessee, and then from there, I got a different story than a lot of guys in the league. I'm finishing up. I just finished my 5th season up, but reality is supposed to be going on season 10, if that makes sense, because I missed 4 years of ball, and just one of the biggest things for me is I love grinding, love staying in shape, and once I got my opportunity to get back into the league, I was just gonna run with it. So being able to just keep my foot in the door and stay in there as long as possible. And my biggest goal is to go ahead and try to get as many years as possible since I started late, and I want to play till I'm 36, 35 ish. So I'm 31 now, so it'll give me a good 5-6 more years under my belt, and I'll be very satisfied, and I feel like I accomplished a good goal that it's good for me just because I started so late, and like my body wise I'm healthy. I know anytime I get on the field, my goal is you ain't gonna know I'm 31 years old. I'm gonna be flying around, hitting folks, moving faster than the younger guys out there. And in this league, they like young guys, but if I can hit, and play fast, and move as good as the young guys, I feel like I'll be able to stay in the league longer.
Man, these dudes don't like younger guys; they like cheaper guys.
That's what they
true.
Love.
Yeah,
true.
And I get it. Like I got buddies that are GMs, and I love I saw something the other day. I already talked about Vaughn once. Obviously, me and Vaughn, we came out together. Played at the Senior Bowl together, came out together. I saw something the other day that he wanted to be a GM when he was done. And whatever Vaughn wants to do, he'll do, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But I was always like that, too. I was interested, like, hey, why did you make this move? Not being a butthole about it, but just like, hey, man, if I was building a team, I wouldn't do it this way. So explain to me why you did it. And sometimes I'm like, dang, man, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Other times it would piss me off because he just fired my friend. And I'm like, bro, what you get? That just hurt the locker room, man. Like, that dude's a locker room guy. He's a part of the glue guys. You just ran him off for some rookie who can't play dead in the Western. And it's like, well, here's why I did it, Lee, da-da-da-da-da. And I always kept those conversations private. I wasn't trying to, put drama in the building. But those decisions, man, they're always financial. Yeah. They're always financial. When you get to be old and expensive, that's why as a union we tried to help the older guys with some of the cap number stuff and all that.
Yeah.
But 31, that's not old though. I mean, Bruce is 35. He's still flying around.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I was 34 when I took my last snap.
Oh, word.
And I sure wasn't flying around. It was time, old buddy.
Hey, you still had that power to you though, 'cause I know going against you, I was like, oh, this guy's big.
I remember we were game planning for y'all because you were in Denver. Yeah, the last time we played you was in Denver, and just linebackers don't look like you anymore, man.
That's true.
They look like DBs. Half of them are wearing number 11 and all this goofy stuff now.
Yep.
But I said, man, this reminds me of the Brandon Spikes days. My dog. So I was in Buffalo for my first 4 years. So I get drafted to New England. Then they cut me, and I end up playing my rookie contract out in Buffalo.
All right.
So me and Spikes, I mean, it was aggressive.
Oh, I already know.
If CTE is real, we gave it to each other, right? So then they signed him in Buffalo because he was a year older than me. So he came out with the Aaron Hernandez, Pouncey brothers, Percy Harvin, all those Tim Tebow, when Florida was rolling. Yeah. So B was a part of that Florida deal with Urban Meyer back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Suitcases of money under the mattresses and stuff. But But anyways, sorry, Urban, wherever you are out there, at your nightclub. Anyways, so, but Brandon signs in Buffalo, and I'll never forget. I was walking through the facility, and I saw him, and I thought, oh God, I don't know how this one's gonna go because we had some battles, right? He's got a big smile on his face. He's like, "What up, big dog?" So it was cool because then we became boys.
All right.
And that's what's so fun is like I'm gonna try to kill you, but then next year you might be my teammate.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Uh-huh.
And you see sometimes dudes come in the locker room. It's like, oh no, like he was in our division. He ran his mouth all the time. I hated that guy. And then next thing you know, you're brothers.
Yep.
It's awesome, man. Did you ever have something like that with a dude like that?
Not well. I can't say I had like in particular situation, but more so like just being on the same team with guys, obviously, because I only been with Denver for 4 years, and then I went to Seattle for 1 year, so I really haven't been able to experience like that competition of somebody. Well, I take that back. So, Big Gabe, he was he played for Raiders.
My dog, Gabe Jackson, built like a refrigerator.
Yep. So that's the perfect example right there. Because like, granted, a lot of offensive linemen now not used to guys my size, and I'm bringing that hat every time. I'm hitting you and I'm getting off, and so I can always know anytime we play the Raiders and I go up against Big Gabe, I know he was gonna bring it right back. So we had a lot of good battles. And sure enough, I walk into the locker room in Seattle, and I was like, "Oh shit, what's up, big dog?" And we know each other because we were talking mess on the field, going at it every time we played each other. And then we in the locker room in Seattle. Obviously, we ain't going at it and talking crap to each other. We on the same team, so we end up building a relationship of just be like, no, we respect each other game, and just we know, like, it's just that mutual respect type of thing where all right, this guy, he that guy, oh, he that guy type of situation. So it would be Gabe for me in that situation. Just being able to be in the locker room with him was pretty cool. Just knowing like, oh, he's a dog. So, and you don't got too many dogs nowadays. I feel like it's not too many dogs in the league. And like when you come across them, you respect them, and you like, all right, you know you that guy, or you're gonna give it your all type of thing. So that was pretty cool right there.
That's awesome. So one of my all-time favorite teammates, Gabe Jackson.
All right.
He was in his second year, I think, when I went to Oakland in free agency, maybe his third year, but just a savage.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason he made $11 million a year for a long time. Mm-hmm. He's the only person I ever watched really handle Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
Nobody handles Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
Aaron Donald's gonna whip you sooner or later. It's just like Vaughn and Khalil, and when Julius Peppers was rolling. When I came into the league, there was a lot of werewolves.
Yeah.
In Atlanta, I look over and it's Hassan Reddick, and he's all pro.
Yeah.
And he looks like a backer. Whereas when I came into the league, it was dudes that looked like, they were big. I mean, it was just different.
Big,
as you're saying.
Yeah. I feel like it's a little different from 10 years ago. I wasn't playing 10 years ago, but me watching and knowing ball, it's a little different from 10 years ago to now, where it's like the aggressiveness and the way guys play or take approach of the game. Because, like you said, I don't think it's no other 50-pound middle linebacker nowadays. Most guys are around the biggest linebackers you got nowadays will probably be 240 or 238 or something like that. So it's awfully take a toll when you got an extra 15 pounds on somebody going to hit them or something like that. You can feel the difference. So it's definitely a different game.
There's no question. It's all this. Let's throw the ball around, and it's fun. It's entertaining. It scores points, and I'm not. I thank God it. Like you said, what is it? 13 years ago when I came into the league, thank God it wasn't the league it is today, bro. Or I would have been. I don't know if I'd have made it.
No, you would have made it.
But I wouldn't have made as much money for sure.
That makes sense.
But it's because it was still valued. Put your hand in the dirt, run behind the tight end. Now it's like just. Let the tight end get in the way for a second, and let's throw him the ball.
Yeah.
And the same thing with the backers. But man, when I was young, every Monday morning was like, oh. And then my last year in Atlanta, and I was old.
Yeah.
Old for football. It wasn't a grind like that anymore. It's just different. It's just every single play back in the day. It's work. You bring your lunch pail. It's work.
So. I feel like it's more of you got to be conditioned. You got to be able to run. Got to be able to move nowadays. And I don't know. I feel like I get a knock just because of my size. me being a 250 inside linebacker, I get a knock where, oh, he can't cover. People say that, I feel like, just because of my size, but
Yeah.
when I sit back and I break the film down, or I do like get Allen, they get like the numbers of like coverages and like my reps or yards that people cover me on. I end up being, me personally, I know I end up being one of the top cover linebackers when I was playing, but it's still that knock where he can't cover just because I'm so big, and it don't look right, or it looks different for most people's eyes to see somebody this big running around guarding running backs. So it's like a stigmatism that stuck with me, where it's a stigmatism, but when I get on the field, I get the job done. I cover who I'm supposed to cover, lock up the running back who I'm supposed to lock up, and shoot, I know a crazy fact that I found out 2 years ago when I was playing before I got injured. I ended up having like 12 more cover snaps than every linebacker in the league, and then my rating was like second cover rating overall inside linebackers. And I'm like, and they say I can't cover. I'm covering more than everybody in the league, but I know that stigmatism of just being big, and they see a big guy and be like, I'll try to attack him, but I like the competition.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like it didn't work when they tried to attack you, my friend.
No, nah.
And that's the thing. Like, immediately, just the way you look in your jersey says you can't cover.
Yeah.
Right? And it was no, I could never run. Like that, I just couldn't. For whatever reason, I needed Rich Burnett and Triple F in my life when I was younger. but I just couldn't outrun nobody. That just wasn't going to happen. But immediately, when I ran bad at the combine, blocking tight end forever.
Yeah.
Like, boom, go over there. And it didn't matter. So, which that's what I needed to be. Don't get me wrong. But there were times it's like, hey man, like every time I run in the field, they're subbing in base personnel.
Yeah.
They're bringing in another big fat guy. They're taking DBs off. Like, they know what we're doing. You know what I mean? It's like every once in a while I can run a stick route, and I ain't gonna drop the ball. You know what I mean? So it's funny because you're right, man. Sometimes once you kind of get a label put on you, it's almost like you just got to accept it because there's nothing you can do about it. You know?
You accept it, but each time you hit that field, prove them wrong.
No
That's one of my biggest things, prove them wrong. And I know you say you dropping balls. Well, I remember you caught that touchdown on us in Denver. Luckily, they called it back, like you said, but I was like, it was just boom in the back of the end zone. I was like, ooh.
What was funny was that was like Josh Allen's, which Josh is one of the, talk about a big sucker.
Oh, yeah.
Like getting a hold of him. Well, you probably don't have any trouble, but all these other guys, he just throws them around.
Oh, yeah.
It's hilarious, man. All the small ball in the NFL now don't work real well when he takes off. But that touchdown that he threw to me, it was like his 50th or 100th or something, some big number.
Yeah.
And one of our offensive linemen got a holding penalty. And the next day, man, we sat in the locker room, and the Twitter hate that he got because he like screwed up some record for Josh.
Yeah.
Like he meant to hold him. Darren Bates. You ever been with Darren Bates before? Oh, he's a beauty too. He's from out in Memphis.
All right.
He's that's my dog. But anyways, so my man Bates gets the holding penalty, and I mean, it's people threatening to kill him, wishing harm on his family, like all this stuff for a holding penalty. By the way, we still won the game. We still won the AFC East, I'm pretty sure. That was like our first time because Tom finally got his butt out of the division with the Tampa. But these people sitting at home in their living rooms attacking these dudes, like, it just blows my mind. I'm like, but it was hilarious.
Well, that jump funny to me.
There's no question.
It's part of the world. Like, that's football where it's like, people just going to talk mess and just type stuff behind the keyboard. And granted, that's what that's what I expect from people who never played the sport or who just sit home and watch or don't really. I don't know. It's just different. Like
100%.
Me personally, I wouldn't attack nobody for saying something or playing something bad. Like it's a game at the end of the day. Like it's a game and it's our job. But to some people, it's their whole life to watch us. So when I sit back and look at it that way, it's like really their whole life to watch and what they die for to watch us. I'm like, I can see how some people can just get that crazy upset over a game. But it shouldn't be that way, but I understand why it's that way.
Yeah, it's like a double-edged sword, right? It's like when I was playing ball, I was going to be the best NFL tight end I could possibly be, the best teammate and the best husband and father at home, most importantly, and then football second. But I didn't have time to be worried about what other people were doing, or like it's like I'm not gonna sit and watch TV and like go hit that person up on Twitter like you sucked at whatever.
Yeah.
But people love it, man, and that's why that we're sitting in this gym. That's why me and you are even talking is because of the game of football and the life it provides for our families. It's just unbelievable, and it all comes from people being obsessed with it, and they love it. But at the same time, it's frustrating for now. Thank God, my man Bates was laughing, but at times, man, it hurts these dudes. Like it bothers them, you know. So for all you people out there, leave these guys alone. They ain't getting home penalties on purpose. And number two, just so you know, we get great comedy out of your nonsense, hitting us up with this just crazy stuff. Like
great comedy.
It's funny. Like when my kid Brody was, he's 15 now.
All right.
He's a football player here at Bearden in town. So he was like, I don't know. He was probably 10, 11, 12. It was when I was in Buffalo, this the second time. And some people were hating on me. I jumped off sides or something. I had one year that I don't know what was wrong with me. I had like I jumped off sides a lot, like set records a lot. So I was getting crushed online. I guess I don't read the stuff.
Yeah,
I got zero interest in reading what other people think about me as a player, as long as my teammates respected me. But Brody, of course, he's a kid, man. He's reading it. People saying stuff at school or whatever. So we're in the like checkout line at the grocery store one day, getting, I don't know, some steaks or something to cook for dinner, hamburgers, I don't remember. And I just said, hey, Brody, I said, look in front of us. And there was a dude in front of us, and it was apparent that he had never played sports in his life, right? I said, that's probably the guy talking about your dad. If you let it bother you, it's your own fault. Like if you let what someone says on the internet behind a screen that has never met me, they don't know if I'm a good person, a bad person. They don't know if I'm a good father, a bad father. Like these people don't know me. They don't know our family. Why would you ever care what they think or say? If Josh Allen or Alexander Johnson or Bruce Irvin or Rodney Hudson or John Felicia, Gabe Jackson, like all these guys that are my brothers that I love, if they say something bad about me, that should hurt you as my son.
Yeah.
Because now these are men that are my brothers. I did something to let them down, or I failed them in some way. But some dude that we don't know, if you care about that, Brody, that's your own fault.
Yeah.
But he was so upset about it. But a lot of these people out here, they don't realize our kids see this stuff. And I think I saw Russell Westbrook's wife said something a while back. She was sick of the nonsense.
Yeah.
His kids were getting kind of heckled at school or something. It's just like, come on, man, give me a break.
Yeah, I'm about to say that probably be the toughest part of it when your kids have to experience it or be involved in noticing what stuff goes on.
Yeah.
Granted, lucky for me, my kids ain't old enough to even know about social media. I got 3 under 3, so they don't know nothing about that yet. But it's funny talking about like just looking at things. I never go and look at stuff on social media like after a game, but my wife, she be on top of everything on Twitter, so she'll be right on Twitter and show me all different type of stuff that's funny or good. Like I'm like, oh, that's funny, that's good. Like just all different type of things she'll tell me or show me. But like me personally, I never one who go and look, oh, what they saying about me? What they? It don't really matter what they saying. Like I'm blessed, regardless.
My life's pretty good. It's crazy, man, because like in Atlanta, and I won't call it any names. They know who they are. But man, these dudes, and that's how the world has changed so much. These dudes ain't even got their shoulder pads off, and they're on their phone.
Yeah.
What's somebody saying about me? What's on Twitter? And I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Why do you care? You know. So whereas kind of our generation, the older guys, they're just worried about the bottle of red wine they're going to order at dinner, and they want to go see their families. They can care less what anybody's saying. They're old, they're balling, but these young cats, man, that are in their young 20s, that social media stuff, that's where they live.
Yeah. And granted, I can understand sometimes why. I would say I can understand why some guys would want to do it, but I can't really relate to it. Like, somebody posting a whole bunch of good stuff about you, hey, go ahead and share it or like it, repost it, and type of things like that. But like, anytime somebody's saying something negative or anything like that, like, trust me, I done had crazy stuff said about me or negative, and like I don't even let it get to me. I just laugh at it, unfollow them or block them, like, or they tag me or something. I just block them and unfollow them, and I never let it get to me because that'll be waste of your energy, waste of your time to even worry about what, like you said, what somebody else saying about you would never say it in your face, don't have the life you have, or don't even have the morals you have, and you waste your time over something like that. But negative, I mean, positive stuff. Hey, I share, like it, and thank you. Say something back to them because positivity gonna help the world regardless. So
positivity helps the world, bro. Period. And we have great social media around here. I have social media. Lets everybody know what we're doing at Triple F. My wife gets to let extended family and teammates and folk. I mean, I got friends in every state in the country.
Yeah.
I got, I played with plenty of dudes that live overseas now. Like, I got buddies everywhere. Social media is such a good outlet to stay in touch with people and keep the love alive between folks you don't see as much. And especially here now that I'm running a business, it's cool to like let the community know when our kids have success here and the things that we got going on. So social media is awesome, but if you let what people you've never met in your life that don't know you at all, if you let what they say steal an ounce of your joy, it's like, come on, man, just stop looking at it. Just because it obviously bothers you.
Yep.
Like you should laugh and say, I'm going to be nice on here. Kid friendly network. Kid friendly. I'm trying to get right, bro. I'm leading these kids.
I already know what you meant. I already know what you
can
meant.
read my mind. So like, but if it truly bothers you, just stop looking at it, man. That's what I tell these young cats. Like, why? Oh man. But that's the world we live in. So, how'd your Tennessee experience go?
At the University of Tennessee, man, it was wonderful, man. It's funny. So, you was talking about Brandon Spikes. Obviously, me getting recruited, Tennessee and Florida was my top two options, and obviously I've been to Florida quite a few times for visits and everything, and able to watch Brandon Spikes practice and stuff like that, and I got to meet him when I was a kid, because obviously that's one of the linebackers I looked up to when I was in high school, just watching him play. So that was pretty cool. But obviously Tennessee stole my heart after being recruited. I got recruited by Dooley. I got recruited by Kiffin, and then after they left, and then Dooley came and he started recruiting me, and it's like I committed, then decommitted after Kiffin left, and then Dooley came. I committed again, and so one of the biggest things I learned about Tennessee, it really wasn't about a coach. It was more about the atmosphere, my gut feeling, because like I've been to a few other different campuses and stuff like that. And when I come to Tennessee, it's like, man, it's just nothing better than Tennessee. Like I tell guys all the time, like it's nothing better than Tennessee football, Tennessee program. Like everything about Tennessee is just awesome. Just going there as a school, and I love my time there. Actually, I love Tennessee so much. I ended up just bringing my girls I took one of them to a football game, took both of them to a tennis game. So any chance I can get to take my kids to Tennessee games, I'm gonna take them, because it's the atmosphere of the fans and just how Tennessee is. It's top notch. It's nothing above. But my time here was a blessing. It was great. Obviously, it didn't end like I wanted to end. Wasn't able to finish out my season, but a lot of stuff from that. A lot of learning experience, and definitely some people like, man, how you feel about Tennessee? I like, man, it's a great school. I love the Vol Nation. There's nothing better than Vol Nation. So, but I know a few of my guys who will go back up to the school a lot and everything. I haven't really been back up to Tennessee as much like that, but definitely go to games and enjoy the time with like the atmosphere in Tennessee and stuff like that.
Yeah, man, they ran. Coach Former recruited me.
All right.
My dad played for Coach Former. I ran out of here fast. Had a cup of coffee, I was gone, brother. But I still got love for it, man. Like you said, and I grew up here. But
did you go to Tennessee?
Yeah, I got kicked out in about 30 days. Made it about 30 days.
What year?
2006.
2006. All right.
So, what year did you come in?
In 2011.
So I got drafted in 11. So if I would have stayed at Tennessee, I'd have been leaving right as you came in.
Yeah.
Me and Luke Stalker were the same class.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, I done been to a couple of his camps. He had them up in Alexandria, I guess, or the high school he from.
From Berea, Kentucky is where he's from. I don't know where he had the camps, but maybe it wasn't. I don't know what the exact high school name was.
I know he do a camp area. I've been to his camp twice a year up there, and I actually got to play against him when he was at the Raiders.
Yep.
It was the Raiders.
No, Luke was
Luke
maybe he went back.
What?
Minnesota.
No.
He was in Tennessee. He was in Tampa, but that was while you were still in college.
Uh-huh.
Talking about big white dude from Tennessee,
Yeah.
Luke Stalker. Then he went from Tampa to Tennessee to Atlanta to Minnesota.
He never.
Maybe he stopped at the Raiders for a cup of coffee or something.
I swear I played against him against the Raiders in like 2019. Because he didn't retire in 2020.
I saw him the other day over at UT's Pro Day. He said he stayed in shape last month. Lord help me. Last year he wasn't in the league, so 21 would have been his last season.
Last season.
He kind of bounced around a little bit. And he was in Minnesota, but
I swear I played against him.
But we were the same age.
Yeah.
He ended up going in the 4th round of the draft. I went in the 5th round, so it's probably good that I moved on, even though it wasn't. The decision was made for me, rightfully so. I needed a fresh start. I should have left Knoxville in the first place.
Yeah.
This is my home, and I wasn't acting right. So still got so much love for Coach Former, so much love for UT. The Orange.
Yeah.
I'm not going over there and sitting like a sardine and watching the game. But my boy loves it over there. I got my oldest son. We'll see where he wants to play one day. I'd have zero issues with him going to Tennessee.
Yeah.
I love this place.
Yeah.
There's just something about it, and I think that's why I loved Buffalo so much. Is because in Knoxville, Tennessee, what else is there to do?
Yeah. We
Right.
got football.
Football, right.
Got the balls, basketball. I wouldn't even say just football. All Tennessee sports for the most part.
Yep.
And it's funny you say that. So I had somebody ask me. I believe it was one of my family members. I can't remember exactly who. They was like, "Man, would you let your kids go to UT?" I was like, "Yeah." I maybe didn't end on good terms at the school, but I know how the fans is and how this organization is. I never want to steal the opportunity for my kid to go to UT just because they did. I don't feel like they did right by me on ending terms with UT, but I would never take that from my kids. I love to see them in some orange. Ain't no better color, so I'll be a happy man if my kids end up going to Tennessee.
So we got that in common, man. Sure, everything happens for a reason. Everybody's got their story. Everybody's got their past. I sure don't judge anybody. I've made more mistakes than I can count, but at the end of the day, the University of Tennessee is a special place.
It is.
It is, man. And those games are live.
Mm-hmm.
Now that they're back winning, I mean, it's crazy. I went over there to one of the games, and it's just a special place. Special place.
So when I was, I said I took one of my baby girls to a game. I took her to the Florida game. We beat Florida this past year. Man, when I tell you it was in there, so first half of the game I sat in the stand and get the full vibe and experience of it. Man, it was wonderful. Just hearing it, how loud it is, the chanting and baby girl yelling "Go Vols" and just yelling with the fans. And obviously we went into the box second half, but somebody asked me "Man, is it that loud?" Yeah, it was loud in the stands, but I was like, it's still no comparison when you're on that field. Yeah, it was a good loud game, but it wasn't as loud as I'm used to it when I'm playing on the field and being all 100,000 just yelling at you.
Everybody's screaming towards you.
Uh-huh.
No matter where you're at in the stands, a lot of folks might be screaming with you or kind of when you're right there in the middle. And that's what sucked about being on the road in the NFL as an offensive player, especially as a tight end. You're so far away from the center. You can't hear the quarterback.
Yeah.
Denver, Kansas City, when it's rocking, it's like, just bury me alive. I'm just going to guess when it's time to jump off the ball here. But it's special, man. There's just something, and it's crazy how you just naturally hit mute during games. You can't hear a thing. Mm-hmm. And then boom, when you kind of allow yourself to get in a moment and hear more so, in between the whistles.
Yeah.
It's cool how your body can just tune all that noise out, and then boom, it comes right back. It's cool. Well, I know one thing, man. Like I said, we all got our past, but every single person, and that's why I'm excited you're here. When Nate told me you were coming, whether it's my crazy girl Penny Lindsay, my redneck from the North City, or folks over here in West Knoxville, or anybody that AJ Johnson, not Alexander, but you're known as AJ here by the Tennessee folks. Yeah. Anytime your name comes up, man, people get a smile on their face.
Yeah.
And you're so loved around here. And I hate that things kind of got squirrely. Surely at this point, now that the air's cleared, maybe you can get back over there and let your family enjoy, the facility and stuff. Obviously,
I definitely take them to enjoy games for sure.
That's
but
awesome.
It's funny you say that. So obviously, when I meet people, I tell them Alexander Johnson. But when I like just in this time of me living back here, like how good of fans there and like the people here, like obviously I go out places. It was one day I went out and each place I went to, somebody ran up on me, AJ Johnson. I like, yeah, what's up? I'll never steal that from like I know people know me by AJ Johnson here, so I never steal like their passion and love for them watching me play and stuff like that. And I just introduce myself. We talk with each other, and I never be like Alexander Johnson. I'm like, oh, I can tell you know me from AJ Johnson days. It ain't like somebody first time meeting me or something like that. So it's just I just go with it and just enjoy it when I meet people and take pictures with like I was in PetSmart. I dang was in from doing a yoga class, like just different places. People still recognize me and just like, man, I love you. What you? I like, shoot, thank you. Love to take a picture with you as well.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, yeah, I know this is my home. I'm from here.
Yeah.
So I know people from every little nook and cranny of this town.
Yeah.
And you're so loved around here, man. For real.
It's a blessing for sure.
Which is awesome. Well, real quick, Triple F, what do you think about this place?
Man, it's awesome. When I first walked in, I was like, oh, shoot, it's all nice in here. I've been getting great work. You know, Nate been taking me through a lot of good workouts. And then just what you're doing here, like I know how you say you turn into nonprofit and how you pick up kids and bring them in and everything like that right there is just, that stole my heart. It was like, man, they really helping and giving back to the community by just getting different kids in a space like this because, you know, when I was in middle school or something like that, we didn't have no space like this to be able to just somebody can come pick you up. You can go get some extra work, and you got great trainers in here. I know I would sit back and I'd get done with some of my workouts. I'd be seeing what they be taking all the younger guys through, and it's like, oh, they get some real top notch training in here, and it's gonna help them excel in sports or just in future. If they only want us to go further in sports, they'll be ready for just different aspects in life. Because I feel like that's a big process of a daily training or a routine of coming to a place where you know you're going to get some good work, get some good time in with men and women who are very respectful and know what they're doing in their field. So definitely love it here. And then I tell guys, I know I'm probably end up bringing a few of my guys who I played ball with out here. Hey, this is the gym I go to. Let's go pull up.
Yeah, man, you're welcome anytime. I love when you're here. The kids love you. People in this community love you. Obviously, being a Tennessee ball player is huge in this town, and I got tons of love for you. The Bruce Irvin, Gabe Jackson connection's unbelievable.
Yeah,
we gotta get them down here.
I
think Gabe's still trying to go. I think he wants to get year 10 in, or maybe this past year was 10. I think 10's coming up. I think he's trying to get 10 and go home. Maybe
it was either 10.
Yeah,
he might be going on 11. I think.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I think he might be going on 11.
What a beauty. My kids ask me all the time, Dad, who ate the most that anybody you ever played with? Gabe Jackson. Never seen anything like it. It's unbelievable. Like he's just that grimy old school. Like he's out there on torn knees and just he's the best.
Still hunting.
Yep. He just loves it.
Still hunting.
Well, much love, brother. Thanks for coming on. You are welcome here anytime. Please stay around.
Yes,
love on these kids with me.
Oh yeah.
All right, bro. Much love.